Ricky, we got something. You're from you're from San Diego. Where do you live now? Are you back in San Diego? You in Texas? You in Miami?
I live in Northern California.
You live in Northern California now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we got something that you might can help us out on. You recently spoke at legislation, Texas. They're trying to ban marijuana products. I guess his products will have the THC in it, correct?
Yes. It's not supposed to, but that's why it's the issue. Is that pretty much you can go to a gas station in Texas and get THC.
Well, damn. And they try so they don't, like in California. You have these specialty shops. You have cannabis shops that you go into and you can buy. Obviously you can buy, I don't know, gram or whatever the case may be. I mean, you can probably speak to that a little better than I can. But so are they trying to take it completely out, or are they trying to get restricted where you have to go to a specific place and not just your arbitrary gas station?
It's both, but it's a little extreme. They're trying to ban it 100%, and they say they're gonna open up the medical program. And I think it's a good idea to open up the medical program, but I think it's a little too much to say to ban it 100%. It does need to be regulated more, but not banned.
But you do realize that when they open it up for medical purposes, or so they say, medicinal purposes, only a select group of people get those licenses, right? You know that, it's what we have been incarcerated for 2, 5, 10, 15 years. Now we got, we sell it a little nickel bag, Ocho, a little gram, little whatever the case may be, woo-de-woo. Now they get a license and they get to capitalize on it and make millions and millions and millions of dollars, and then we get cut out and we done spent time in jail for that.
Mm-hmm. Real. Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Hey, and then the funny thing about it is they don't allow things to pass, or they don't legalize things until they're able to monetize on it.
Yeah, once they find they can tax you on it.
But that's exactly how it is. And obviously you understand the other aspect, the other dynamic of certain people, obviously of color, who have used it as a way of survival, as a means to provide. They've been locked up, for years, and we understand how that goes. It's always a double-sided sword in a sense. But hopefully those that are able to use it for medicinal purposes, and everyone is given an opportunity to get those licenses when the time comes.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of what you're talking about, Chad, there are a lot of people in prison still that shouldn't be in prison.
Yeah.
But also most states, because when the movement first started, most of the people were liberal. So when the movement first started, they made sure in a lot of the legislations that people who have been incarcerated or who have felonies have easier access. They can. If you've been incarcerated for nonviolent cannabis-related offense in a lot of states, you have easier access. You can get access to a license.
Okay, that's nice. That's cool.
Oh, okay.
Well, it is. But the issue is that most of those people can't afford or don't have the expertise to be able to do anything with those licenses.
Right.
So, so it don't really work.
I was talking to someone, and they said, "Look, when we get a license, us people that look like me, you, and Ricky." Don't be selling your homeboy a pound. Do what you do to guy Ocho. I'm talking to somebody that's kind of in that business.
Right.
And to keep the business above the board, when your homeboy come, don't sell him a pound. Sell him what you're supposed to sell. Keep it above the board so you get to keep your license. I know your homeboy, come on, bro, ain't nobody gonna know. Yes, they gonna know, because as soon as you get jammed up, do what you gonna say, Ocho, to keep yourself from getting 10 to 15, you gonna dime your partner out. He gonna lose his license. They gonna shut him down.
Every time.
So if we're fortunate enough to be in those positions, let's just do right. Hey, keep that money flow going. Because like you said, that's a cash business.
A big one at that.
And it's just like alcohol, prohibition. They ran bootleg, moonshine, and all that stuff, and they said, hold on. We keep let's just, let them make it, and let's tax their ass on it. Mm-hmm. The same thing with cigarettes. Yeah. Let's tax them. We could get this is a billion and billion dollar business. Instead of hiring all these people to try to bust the steels and cut the trees down, we can monetize it. And once once someone finds they can make some money off it, they're going to make money off it. It's really that simple. And, but I'm glad, Rick, let me ask you this. Had the laws and the way people look at, because when I was younger and growing up and in the league, marijuana was a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
People frowned upon it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not nearly that. I mean, now, California, they walk around, they be smoking outside, and it ain't nothing. How different do you think your career would have been had you been allowed to, partake?
I think it would have been a lot different because just, off the field, just all the trouble I was in all the time and the hits to my reputation at the time, it was so stressful that I'm sure if things were going better and I was allowed to be myself, that I would have been able to perform at even a higher level. No pun intended. But seriously, right, because I think we only have so much energy, and when things are stressing us out, that's energy that's being wasted that could be going to something different.
Right. I mean, you look, California has always been very, very liberal, very open-minded. I mean, you go to the Bay and the hippies and the yuppies, and they had Woodstock and all that other stuff going on. Do you think your upbringing, do you think where you was raised at played a role in you being so, open and partaking in marijuana? And did you smoke in high school? Did you smoke in college? When did this, your love or infatuation or whatever the case you might want to call it, when did your love, or when did you first partake in marijuana?
The first time it was in high school, but I wasn't a smoker. I didn't really become a smoker until I got into the league. Okay. Because it was stigmatized, and I was an athlete, and right, growing up, the one thing that everybody said, right, don't throw it away for drugs. So I tried to listen. So but it wasn't until later, and I definitely think when I was 13, my stepdad was a roster, and so he would smoke every night. It just was part of his routine. And my auntie, she had a tree in her kitchen. So it was around me. So I was desensitized to it. Like, I think if people aren't around it and they just hear the stigma, that's all they have to go on. So I was around it, and the people my stepdad and my auntie were people I probably liked the most in the whole world, and they smoked. So I wasn't partaking when I was young, but I was open to it. I wasn't against it. I wasn't anti.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm really curious. You said you hadn't smoked obviously, most of the time when it comes to people having certain habits, it comes from their surroundings and their upbringings. But the fact that you had the discipline not to be interested in it while you were young, but once you got to the NFL, did you use it in the NFL because of injuries, because of stress? I mean, is there a specific?
It was stress. It was stress. I think the reason I hadn't used it up until that point because life was good. I wasn't really stressed about anything. I didn't need it. And I got to the point where things got really stressful, and I realized that this helped me because everybody knows I'm a shy person. I'm an introverted person, and something about smoking, I just get to be with myself. Right. And I feel like I get energy. I get energy from that, and it helps me.
Was it a situation, Rick? I think the thing is, you said the expectations, and we're going to get into this, where Mike Dicker gave up his entire draft class to select you. That had never been done in the history of sports. I mean, basically, that was Aesop giving his kingdom away for a horse. Mm-hmm. And the expectations that came along now, you're supposed to be the greatest NFL running back, because you look at all the running backs, Jim Brown and Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith and Eric Dickerson, all those guys, they got slotted. The man gave up his whole entire draft class to select you. So now that comes along. I mean, you're a Heisman Trophy winning running back. You had the most rushing yards in college history. So now I'm a Heisman Trophy winner. I got the most rushing yards. A guy just gave up his entire draft class for me. That's a lot of expectations on a running back. Did that play any role?
Honestly, if I'm being real, you can call me ungrateful, but I don't think I even got to the point of realizing the expectations because I was so disappointed that I slid to the number 5 spot.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Okay. So I was in shock. I mean, after that, I don't even remember what happened. I don't even remember how, because just what you said, to me, I thought I had made the case and not even to be the best in the future, but that I was the best. At least I had the potential to be the best because of my track record. So I thought I should have been the first pick, and then I wasn't. And the edge runner was pick number 4. Hall of Fame career, but I wasn't even the first running back pick. So I mean, again, I remember sitting there and I was spinning, and I remember them saying something about picks or something. You know, Mike Ditka, I saw him with the cigar, and then I was on an airplane headed to New Orleans.
Did you get hot? Did you get high that night?
I wasn't smoking then.
You weren't smoking then. So did you? So you didn't start smoking till you got to what, Miami?
And I started smoking in New Orleans. Started smoking my second year in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Did you have it? Was it injury related? I mean, you talk about you're an introverted person. I mean, I think I remember you was talking and you always had your face mask, you had your helmet on, and you had the dark shield, and you know everybody was like, "Damn, what's going on?" Ricky seems like, you know, this is what they were saying. They said, "Man, that dude weird, man. Who gives an interview with the helmet on? We can't see his eyes. We don't know what he's thinking." You know, people would like for you to make eye contact, and you were like. And like, wow, okay, this is different. But hey, to each his own. The man did win a Heisman. He was, you know, won all these awards, the dope walker. So hey, it's hard to argue the man has had success doing it that way.
It's not the same though. I mean, my time in college and my time in the NFL were completely different. And basically, it was just the people's orientation towards me.
Okay.
You know, because as a sensitive person, that's what it means. It means like I need to be around people that feel me. Because if I'm around people that don't feel me, then it's hard for me to feel myself. And so I was around people that didn't feel me. The only way I could feel myself was I go home with my homies, right, smoke a little bit and get on the game. Just to relax. Just to again recharge so I can get up and go do it again. Being on the field, I love being on the field. Nothing better, to me, there was no better feeling in the whole wide world. And I'm talking about practice. There was no better feeling in the whole wide world for me than to be on that football field. Nothing. And that's all I wanted to do. But all the other stuff, it just made it almost to the point where it wasn't worth it. And so I realized if I wasn't like smoking, connecting, I would have gave up the game.
Hey, you know, it's funny, Unc and Rick, when I think about it, as great as you were in college, as great as you were in the NFL, just imagine if they were a little bit more lenient with the rules and allowing you to smoke, let's say for medicinal purposes. You know, if it's something that you have an issue and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable and being able to operate and do your job on a day-to-day basis, who knows what you could have done, because you were smoking weed and doing damage and running like crazy. So I could just imagine, do you ever sit back and think about and have regrets in the way things turned out or went? And if you could rewind the time and do it all over again, would you make a different choice as far as smoking is concerned?
You know, I think about this a lot. And the thing I think about more is the people, the players, the guys now in the league who, because things have changed, who can.
Yes.
Who can? It's not so much pressure. And I feel like I had something to do with opening that door. And to me, that makes all of it worth it. And as far as regrets, I can say this now because I've lived and I'm living now, is I wish that I would have taken more of a advocacy role at the time. Is, you know, because what you're saying is true. I mean, that's real. I wasn't hurting anybody. I was just taking care of myself so I could go deliver the product that they were expecting me to deliver. And I did. I mean, when I got to Miami and I got into my groove, you know, I led the league in rushing, all pro. And so I think, and to me, the league, we go out there and put our bodies and our minds and our hearts on the line, and they should give us all reasonable means to be able to take care of ourselves, to be able to do that. And I wish I would have been courageous enough at the time to say that publicly, because whether people believe it or not, once you say something publicly and people are hearing it, it starts the conversation. And I think, and that's what I've seen. The biggest effect I've had is people can talk about this now when I'm in the right. They're almost expected to talk about it when I'm in the room, so it makes it easier.
Yeah. I think the thing is, Ricky, is that it was a stigma, and the more people started to talk about it, and you started to have more prominent people, you started to have people like yourself, and you had some of the Hollywood elites start talking about it and the medicinal purposes that it have. And it said, and you know, I've heard people that talk about, oh, you got no problem giving these guys shots, you got the problem giving these guys painkillers, getting them addicted to something, and then when they leave the league, they still need that, and they can't get that, and they're crashing out. Why can't you allow them to smoke marijuana calms them down, take the pain away. Because at the end of the day, this is a gladiator sport. This is not a contact sport. This is a collision sport. There are no winners. There are only survivors in this game. And so if you're going to, hey, take this Vicodin and take this Percocet, take this Toradol, take this and that, and all these anti-inflammatories, which is more dangerous to the body, which is more harmful to the body, which is causing more harm and breaking the body down even more than this, why not have a conversation? And I think the NFL, they did open their mind. They started doing a little bit of their own research because obviously, they don't want to make sure they don't want to get sued down the line. They started doing some research, and I think they came to the conclusion that you and many in your area, Rick, had already known.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes time. So I feel like I was a pioneer, and I'm being rewarded for it now. So it feels like it's working.
But see, Rick, I don't know, man. You might have been smoking that Scunny. You might have been on that Khalifa Kush. You might have been on that boat. See, if you'd have had that old homegrown, that'd have never showed up in your system. You could have just been. Seahawks rookie DT Byron Murphy II took his teammates out for dinner and was pranked with a fake dinner bill of $155,000.
That was funny, boy.
His reaction was priceless. His actual dinner bill wasn't much better. It was $38,000.
Hey, that's good.
Ocho, did y'all ever prank the rookies?
Listen, I had as when I was a veteran, I didn't make the rookies do rookie night. I did. Now, when I was a rookie, I never forget Peter Ward, Darnay Scott, Ron Dugans, Danny Farmer was there at the time, TJ. Now, I had to pay for rookie dinner that night. I can't remember what the price was, but it was a little hefty. But $38,000, thinking about that ain't much, That ain't much. When you look at some of the linemen, when the linemen go out, man, I've seen some of those receipts when the boys go out. Boy, it'd be expensive.
Well, you start ordering that King Louis. You can order that King Louis.
They do it on purpose.
$500, $1,000 a shot.
They do it on
like
purpose.
15 shots of that, and then they gonna order that big. They gonna order a bottle of wine that end up costing like $10,000.
Yes.
You get the lobster.
Mm-hmm.
They bring the lobster around on the wagon, and the lobster this big. The wagon, y'all. I know y'all seen it. They bring the lobster around in the wagon.
Right.
He think he going for a ride. Little do he know.
Hey, they don't be playing, boy.
They don't be playing. Look, Portis and Ashley Lee, their rookie night out. We hit them for about $22,000.
See, that ain't bad.
Me, I had to have I had a limo, because I ain't want nobody, because they gonna go other places. I had a relationship. Y'all not finna get me broken up in the middle of the season. I know, Ocho, I know my limitations. I ain't fooling with y'all. Same thing I tell my homeboys when they come. Hey, Sharp, come on, let's go out. No, bro. No. You're not finna mess with my home and leave.
Right.
No, absolutely not. I get some of my tea. Hey, bro, you going out? Yeah, man. Hey, my homeboys in town. Man, Sharp, we got him. Hey.
Right. There you go. You good.
Yeah. But other than that, Ocho.
Yeah. Now listen, if you're a rookie and you're not only a rookie and you're a first round pick, man, listen.
Oh, we rank you across the globe.
Oh, they coming
because I got a limo because I got a limo by myself. Daddy sent a limo for me because I wasn't going out with them. Ocho, I wasn't going out with them afterwards, so I needed a limo that was going to take me back because I didn't want. Hey, no. I'm going home.
Right.
So, but back then I think you had to get a limo for like 5-6 hours, 7 hours. It was probably like $100 an hour. It wasn't no sweat like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I made sure of, Ocho, I wouldn't let you get stuff to take home. I don't care if your mom, I don't care if your dad, I don't care if anything. You're not getting stuff to. No. I'm not gonna. No. We're not gonna do that.
Strictly us.
Us. So that was like $22,000. I mean, the guys order King Louis. They order like a 15th Petrus bottle of wine or Rothschild, whatever it was. They get a couple of bottles of that.
Right.
I said, bro, y'all don't. But they got to get the most expensive steak. They got to get the lobster. They got to get the everything. So it didn't cost them. I mean, $22,000 wasn't that much. But oh yeah, you gonna pay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
If somebody say, "Oh, I wouldn't pay," oh yeah, you would. We're gonna take it out your check.
You gonna pay.
You gonna pay.
Oh, it's coming.
We're not going to allow you a tradition that's been handed down. The first round draft pick, second round. Now, a lot of times we let them y'all pull together. A lot of times the first round they had to pay dinner for himself. I remember they hit my brother. I think they hit my brother for like 12, 13 grand. But the thing is that you got to do that. If you're a rookie, you got to bring donuts. You got to bring breakfast sandwiches. You've got to bring food to the plane. I did it. Mm-hmm. You don't know how many times I'm hustling and bustling. I'm dressed like Jethro Bodine, tie hanging all off, pants about to fall off my ass. Man, Ocho, don't laugh, Ocho, because I got to go, man, he want Kentucky Fried Chicken. He want Popeyes. He want this. I got to go all the private place, man.
Yeah.
No, hell no. That's why I was like, I got to make the team. Yeah. All this they got me doing, I'm going to have me somebody doing this ish for me.
Right.
Man, please.
Oh, man.
Hell nah. But we did all that. Rookie singing, Ocho. I wasn't big into the hazing. We make rookies sing. We might steal their car and drive that off or something like that. But all that, I ain't cutting nobody hair because ain't nobody cut my hair because it'd been you cut my hair, it's gonna be a problem. So we're not gonna do that. So we didn't cut anybody hair. At Baltimore, we take the rookies to the goal post. That was on hard. Yeah, that was on hard knock.
Put them in the cold tub.
Put them in the cold tub. Yeah, we tape them up and put them in the cold tub. Stuff like that, Ocho. But mainly, we make them sing. Not your album. I don't want to hear about your fight song. I don't want to hear about your album model. You got to sing some Luther Vandross, Barry White. I don't care. Sing something.
Whatever you know the words to.
Other than your damn fight song. So, but that was back in the day. That was back in, we used to steal people's cars and stuff like that. It's funny, because the past the time, it's like grown men, we behave like 7 and 8 year olds.
Yep, little kids, yep. There was some good.
Amon-Ra St. Brown thinks the NFL should make a rule change. Let's take a listen to the change he recommends.
Okay.
The rules should be changed. Obviously, if you win a division, you should obviously make a playoff spot. But having a 14-win team, having to go on the road is kind of crazy. But I guess, I don't make the rules, so.
Okay.
No, we're not going to change the rules because y'all might lose the game and be a 14-win team and go on the road. That ain't how we do it.
Right.
It's been like that, Ocho.
Mm-hmm. So listen, they going to Minnesota, right? They play Minnesota tomorrow.
Comes to them.
Oh, Minnesota comes to them.
Yes. So, they already beat Minnesota on the walk-up. They kicked the field goal.
Right. I remember. Yeah. But what is he complaining about then?
Because they might lose, be 14-0, and they have to start the season on the road.
I know. Yeah, listen, that's nothing you should even worry about. Especially that goddamn high-powered offense. There should be nothing you worry about, whether you playing home or away. I understand the advantage that teams have playing at home, but listen, the way y'all rocking offensively right now, I wouldn't care if we was playing in the Sahara Desert. As long as Dan Campbell is my coach and he got that wheelbarrow with them cojones, he carrying them every time he's coaching, I'm not tripping. I am not tripping.
Yeah, so I don't agree. I think you and I both, we don't agree because the rules are the rules. We're not going to change the rules because we have an anomaly. Right. How many times the 14-win team has had to start on the road?
Mm.
So one time it happened in the 100+ year history. Right. Now we're going to make a rule. So what? Nah, we're not going to do that.
It was a great suggestion. Yeah, but the team, and how y'all are playing on the road and at home, it really don't matter. It don't matter.
So what he's saying, though, Ocho, is that if we have a better record,
Right.
than a division winner, we should be at home and they should have to go on the road.
Okay,
I see what
you're
they
saying.
won the division. That's the reward you get for winning the division, is
Right.
that you get to play at least one game at home.
At home, yeah. I see what he's saying.
In the 2013 Combine, Terron recorded the fastest 40 for an offensive lineman in Combine history, a record that still stands to this day.
That's all.
It was close. Lane Johnson ran 4.72, but Terron's record of 4.71 is close. And if I'm not mistaken, they're the only two offensive linemen that's running the 4.7s. There've been a couple of run low 4.8s, but no other lineman other than Terron at 4.71, Lane Johnson at 4.72 have been in the offensive linemen have been in the 4.7s. So as of yet, so now we're 13 years and counting, 2013 to 2015. And Terron still holds that record. Terron, look, you're coming out of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and it's not like it used to be. There used to be a plethora of guys coming out of HBCUs. And so that would have been nothing. But here it is now. We're in the 2010s, and we get an offensive lineman. You're a three-time SWAC, all-conference player, and you go to the Combine. What were your expectations? Did you know you had this kind of ability in you?
Yeah, for sure. I knew I had the talent and the speed and agility to showcase. I just had to get to the showcase. So it was really huge for me to get that Combine invite. That was monumental for me, trying to get more exposure, get more eyes to my tape. So I knew that I was going to go. I was going for the record for sure. Like before we got to Indy, I was going for the record. I wanted to run faster, honestly, than that. But I'll take the 4.7.
Hey,
6'4", 305. That's moving now.
Listen, that's what I would get ready to ask you. I would get ready to ask you how tall you were and how much you weighed to be able to run that fast. Listen, I ain't run number 4.5, so technically, boy, you right there with me.
I'm right there on your neck.
Yeah.
No, I was 6'5", 306, I believe, 304 at the Combine.
Wow. So you knew. So what was, if I'm not, I don't know what the record was. What was the record? What was the fastest 40 time for an offensive lineman before you broke it?
It was 4.84.
4.84. Wow, you didn't break it. You obliterated it.
I needed it. I needed all that. I needed that my moment. I was on NFLnetwork.com, NFL.com for like 2 hours. I needed all of it. So the scouts can go watch my film.
Okay, so now you go run that 40-yard dash time. You run 4.71. And that's really they want you to jump high. Yeah, they want you to do too. But speed is what captivates their attention. Now, you're an offensive lineman. You're never going to be able to unwind that 4.71 again. But you just wanted to put that on tape and let them see, look, you got a phenomenal athlete. Yes, I went to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Yeah, I know you're going to downgrade me. Talking about who did I block and who did I play against. But I'm going to come and showcase my skills and let you see, and then the chips fall where they may. So when you ran that time, did you know, like, okay, I got their undivided attention. I'm about to get drafted.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. We have special talents down in these HBCUs all across the country. We do. So I just needed the opportunity to showcase my skill. I knew what time it was. I was going for the vertical record, too. I missed that by half an inch. So, like, I knew that I was going to be able to make that splash. And I needed it. I really needed that chance to get all the scouts just to watch my film. I wasn't asking for no favors, but just check out the film and see the dominance.
Yeah. Now, also, when I look at the offensive line position, as fast as you were, as far as running the 40, did you have an advantage as far as your footwork goes when it came to playing offensive line as well? Because most of the time, obviously, playing offensive line is all about your hand placement and your footwork. Yeah. And always being balanced.
For sure.
Did that give you the advantage?
Yeah, no, my athleticism, my agility, those were my strengths when I played throughout my 12-year career. Because I'm 6'5", 304, not the biggest tackle, not necessarily the strongest either, but I'm on your ass as soon as the ball snaps. You know what I mean? A lot of jump sets. I had to use that in my game. So finding ways to play to my strength, and I was using my speed.
Were you always an offensive lineman? Because with that kind of fast twitch, you might have been a tight end at some point in time in your career. Were you always an offensive lineman?
Well, back in my hometown, Cahokia, Illinois, we're known for speed. That's what we do. We run. So I was a defensive lineman and offensive lineman, but I would go play 7-on-7 with the guys, corner, safety, receiver.
Damn.
Really was like that. Really was like that. I can't do that shit no more, but I really was like that. I can't move like that no more, Ocho.
Well, look. You mentioned, you say, so you what, 34 right now, or 35?
33.
33. Terron, you walk away from the game. You're only 33. Linemen normally play there in 36, 37, 38. We saw Jackie Slater play 20 years.
Yeah.
And he retired at 40 plus. And we see linemen, especially, I don't know your injury history. That's where I'm going with this.
Right.
Why walk away from the game and all that cheddar out there? You see that money.
Facts. No, it is. It's a lot of freshly printed money out there for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yes, indeed.
I got man, God bless me with so many great moments and great years and a great career. My injury history is extensive. It is.
Yes.
It is long, and I've been through it. And that's really the part for me is my body. You know, I love this game. I mentally, cerebrally, I can play the game forever. You know, but it's just physically. And I'm okay with saying that my body is slowing down its movements and abilities that I just can't perform at the same level. And I take so much pride in my film.
Yeah, man.
It has to look a certain way. Like every time I step on the field, it has to look Pro Bowl, all pro. Like that's the brand I want it to leave. So
that's the standard.
I never want to look like I'm out there getting whooped on. That can't happen.
You know what? It takes a lot. It takes a lot of awareness, self-awareness at that for a player of your caliber or any player that's played in the NFL, that's played at a high level to understand when it's time to call it quits. Most of the time we'll ride the car till the wheels fall off, you know, but no regard for, you know what, I don't look the same. At what moment did you realize that, you know what, I really don't have it to play at an all pro or Pro Bowl level anymore? At what moment did it hit you?
Yeah, I've been dealing with a knee since my third year in the league, but it's been with me for my entire career. So, man, I'll speak on this year alone. I didn't see a practice field like at all, and not because I didn't want to or the Dolphins just wanted me to rest. It's like I literally couldn't walk. You know, I couldn't after a game on Sunday. I wouldn't be able to walk on my own. You know, under my own power until Wednesday, Thursday. So I was only able to play under the pain meds. I couldn't put any pressure on my knee. So it was like, I can't keep doing that to myself, man. It comes that time.
33 and you get to be 40 and all of a sudden you're like, man, what, my liver's shutting down, my kidneys and all the other things from taking those pain medicine. Because I've seen linemen have to take Vicodin just to practice. Right. I get the game. I get the game. I really do, because you know, hey, that's once a week. But to practice, oh hell.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's crazy. And that was the norm for sure. I didn't want to fall in that cycle.
Right. But the thing is, as Ocho was saying, it takes a special, because to the lay person, they don't really see what you know. And the thing is that it's kind of hard to let go and not practice, because as an offensive lineman, sets are everything. Facts. Whether you're going to jump set, whether lazy feet don't eat.
That's
and the thing is, you got to practice that during the course of a week. It's hard for an offensive lineman to just go out there on a Sunday, jump set, quick set, stab, whatever the case may be, and just go, and you going against the best of the best.
You said it. You said it. It's the reps. It's especially for offensive line play.
It's everything.
Based on technique and time and all the hand placement, and not to mention the cohesiveness of everyone, because you know we're the only unit that never comes off the field outside of the quarterback. That's one person, but we're the only unit that never comes off the field. So that chemistry and time, and it's really tough not getting those practice reps and then preparing mentally for Max Crosby and Myles Garrett, and that ain't cool. Like, that's not okay. I can't keep doing that.
Dealing with T.J. Watt.
Listen, I'm not about to keep doing that, man. With no practice, like, come on, man.
Because, like you said, you talk about your offensive, Terron, you talk about you talk about your offensive lineman, and like, okay, they get somebody else in there to practice it, but you and that left guard, y'all need to be cohesive. You need to like be on the same level and pass it off, because if you're on different levels, the guy go hit that crack, and now everybody like, man, that y'all hate your shit. But see, you might be a little slow. He might have been a little fast. Yeah. And now all of a sudden you give up a sack when y'all should have had that situation covered. I look, and everybody doesn't do it the same, because I remember practicing with Gary Zimmerman, who's a all-decade player in the 80s and the 90s. He went to the Hall of Fame. But he didn't like me. He didn't like me to chip block. He didn't like the chip. He like Sharpie, don't touch him.
Yeah.
He say, "Cause if I jump set him and you hit him, you're gonna knock him inside, and now I can't get him, and everybody's gonna think I got beat. So don't touch him."
Facts. Yeah, no, that's a real thing. Especially if you have a big physical tight end like yourself. So like you hitting him too hard, he getting momentum. He getting like a jolt into the inside move. You know what? I got him. Just get out the way. Get open. Go get open.
Jonathan J.O. Now I played with J.O. Jonathan Ogden, who's the first ballot Hall of Famer. He like, hey, knock him out if you can.
For me, it depends on who it is, man. Who over there?
Exactly. But like you said, certain offensive linemen, they want some. I mean, hey, stick and stay, or some guys like don't touch him. But like you said, that practice, like for an offensive lineman, and seeing like I said, I worked with Zim for like 4 years, worked with J.O. for 2 years, and to see what they go through because they're working on their sets. They kicking. Am I gonna stab him? Am I gonna quick set him? Am I gonna jump set him? What am I gonna do? And now in the game, man, I want to jump set, but that knee bother you. Now I can't. I can't do what I want to do. The mind say do that. That body say, bro, if you do that, you gonna hurt.
The body say you can't do that. No, you can't do it no more.
Hey, T, when it came to playing the left tackle position, I think about my approach to playing receiver when it came to DBs and studying each DB every week and understanding what type of DB I'm going against. You got some that are quick, some that are fast, some that are physical, some that play off, or whatever it may be. What was your approach when it came to playing defensive ends each week? Was your approach different as far as from a technical standpoint? Did you change up things you did depending on who you were playing that week?
I've always said this, Ocho, that it's a lot of parallels to me, a lot of similarities between O-line, tackling DN, and receiver and corner.
Yes, sir.
Like that one-on-one matchup, it's a lot of dynamics there that's parallel to me. The technique that goes into it, tendencies, like you said, is he pressing? Or if I jab inside, what are you doing with his hands? Same thing. As I'm reading the defensive end, I'm looking at their alignment first. How wide is he getting? And then his get off. You know, how well is he timing the snap? Then I want to see his home runs. What's his go-to move that he's consistently winning on? What's he's winning on the most? I'll break that down. That's the one I want to take away. I want to take that one away. And then, all right, what's his second highest percentage move? The counter. I'm taking those top two away.
Right.
Throughout my career, that was the goal, my objective of game planning. I want to take them top two winners away. Now, if you beat me with a third, you're a bad man, but you're gonna have to get that. But for me, I was taking those top two moves away.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've always liked to ask players that once they're done playing, who gave them the most fits? For me, everybody asks me all the time. Listen, you played a very long time. You've gone against some. I've always, had to deal with the number one DB, and everyone asks, who gave you fits? And obviously, the one person I say every time,
Revis locked him up.
That 2009 Revis, listen, he locked everybody up. But
Revis had to be super strong.
He ain't asked you about nobody else but you. You see how you did that?
But he talked.
Listen,
we
dry
talking.
snitching ass.
Not conversation. Hey, but who gave you fits, or you just want to give them their flowers?
Man, I had some battles. I had some of these guys I seen too many times. Like I didn't want to have these rivalries going on, but that's how the schedule go. I played Miles a ton. Miles is always one of those. He's one of those. You make sure you eat breakfast. Like he's one of those for sure. But the guy that gave me the most fits, and I probably seen him the most, and he is still underrated in my eyes. Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn, man.
Oh, that first step with Quinn.
He been in that edge. Robert Quinn, he probably got the most sacks on me. Like out of everybody, he's the person that say I got two on T-Stead. Like he probably that one person that can say that.
Right. Okay.
That dude game, I don't even want to see him post-career. I don't want to see him no more. I'm cool. We can't be friends, nothing. I don't want to run into Robert Quinn.
It's really like a dance because, like you said, they getting to that wide nine, and now, you like, okay, I know he gonna come wide, but what if he drop and bull me? Okay, now he gonna hit me, and then he spin inside. So I got all that going into. I got to look at him. Okay, what is he doing? Now I'm kicking. I can only kick so far because the damn quarterback right there. Hell, I keep kicking. I'm gonna be in this damn lap. Yeah. So I can only get probably like two kicks, T, and then I got to set. And I gotta take. I gotta be. I don't want him to get. I don't want him to bend the edge on me because these, like you said, Miles can bend.
Miles can
but
bend.
I also don't want him to wax on, wax off me across my face.
Nah, we trying to process all that, man, and they lining up in this wide nine, and these athletes are only getting bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
So it's tough to deal with. Like playing Micah Parsons for the first time. It was Christmas Day. We in Miami, beautiful day. We smacked the Cowboys. That ain't part of the story. But seeing Micah Parsons for the first time in real life, it was different, bro. Like you are way too big to be moving this fast. It can bend that well. Like it just the athlete, the evolution of the athlete it's becoming something different, man. Yeah. I'm cool, y'all.
Those guys, especially watching, playing against Derek Thomas. But the guy that I had the most respect for, I only played against him for 2 years because I was only in Baltimore 2 years. I've never seen a guy his size that quick. Javon Curse.
The freak.
Man, freak.
The freak.
The first time I played him.
Yeah.
Man, I turned around and said, hey, y'all better throw it. He was gone.
Lookout block.
Dude, he took a step down because I had to step. So I stepped with him. Man, by the time I put my foot down, he was on my shoulder.
That's a bad feeling.
He get to your shoulder and you ain't extended. Hey, you might as well kiss the baby.
That's a bad feeling. That's a bad feeling.
Wow, hey, Unc, you saw the picture? I just saw Javon Curse in the airport leaving Philly day before yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, man.
Before he hurt that ankle, Ocho, dude was. I'm talking about. You talking about somebody like he was like 6'4", 250. I'm talking about 5X gloves. I mean, his hands were like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah.
Did Curse get in? Did he get into the hall?
Nah. He was. I mean, Tennessee.
Close.
He was at Tennessee. His best years was at Tennessee.
Yeah.
He goes to Philly, and then he messed up his ankle.
Okay.
And it messed up his years. But
hey,
back in the day, dealing with DT, Bruce Smith was fast too. Bruce could bend. For a guy his size, normally guys 270, they can't bend like that. Bruce be parallel to the ground. That move that you see Von Miller do, where he dip under and come down on one hand and get back up.
Yeah,
Bruce could do that at 270.
That's
So, that's why you guys make the big bucks. That's why you guys are the highest paid on the offensive line, because you guys got the toughest assignment, because you're dealing with, like I said, basically it's like Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. He's coming forward, but you got to mirror what he does moving backwards.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you got a target that's sitting right there. And basically everybody in the shotgun now, so you can only set so far.
Yeah.
Right.
Before he sit your ass in the quarterback's lap, or he'll reach over the top of you and grab.
Man, listen. Yo, we need some more money, man. We need some more. We need some more of that money. We need it.
All right, check this out. Saquon Barkley is coming off his best year of his career, which ending in him becoming a Super Bowl champion with the Eagles. And now he's gracing the cover of Madden 26. Saquon was asked if he would retire at the top of his game or go until the wheels came off. I'll probably be one of those guys that will be out of nowhere. I'll probably just wake up one day, whether it's the next year or 2 or 4, and just be like, yeah, it's over. I don't think I'll ever lose that passion. The competitive nature is always going to be there. Probably my favorite player of all time is Barry Sanders. So probably similar to that. Maybe one day, out of nowhere, I'll probably just be balling and just be like, yeah, it's a quit. T. Damn, we just talked about that, because your situation, you just like out of nowhere, like, yeah.
Not as sudden. Really, the ones in the inner circle, they knew the situation, and I was trying to push through. I was looking for options to continue, but it's over for sure. Like, I knew it. Not as sudden as like Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson. Saquon is incredible, Hall of Fame talent for sure. It'll be he can't walk away. All of a sudden, we need to see some more of that, man. That's a special talent.
Well, the difference is between them situation and Calvin and Barry, they got tired of losing.
Yeah, right, for
He's
sure.
in a situation where you just went to the Super Bowl. Now, if
Right.
you start to lose, but Barry got to the NFC Championship game in '91 and never got that close again. So
Right.
Barry got tired of losing. Barry wasn't injured. I mean, you
Yeah.
talk about the guy had averaged 1,500 yards for 10 seasons.
No, for sure. The GOAT.
Calvin's the same thing. Calvin's like, bro, man, we ain't getting no closer.
Yeah,
And I'm going
yeah.
out here and I'm doing all this to my body.
Right.
What am I really doing this for when I don't really have a realistic chance
Yeah.
of getting to and winning a Super Bowl? So I think that's the difference. Saquon is in a different situation. Now, if he was at the Giants, yeah, he probably just goes like, one day I'm out of here. But in the situation where he is with that offensive line, with that offense, with that defense, nah. I don't think he just walks away.
And the money different too.
Yeah, I mean the money
money
is
different.
obviously different, and obviously he just got paid. They gave him a nice
$20 million a year, Ocho.
nice pay raise.
Yes,
And
sir.
Saquon for a running back for that position, obviously with a position not as being as valued as it is now, but being somewhere now where they appreciate you for what you're doing and they showed you love. I don't see Saquon retiring until he has that coming to grass moment. You know
Right.
what? I can't do it like I used to.
That's a fact.
I don't have that
I see it the
exposure.
same way.
Oh, I think that'd be the only time he actually called it quits, when he realized you know what? I can't bend that corner like I used to. I can't hit that A or that B or C gap like I
Yeah.
once did. That'd be it. And that ain't like, how old is Saquon, huh?
Probably 26, 27?
Oh boy, he got
28. Just turned 28.
28?
But here's the thing, though, Ocho.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson's still there. Mylotta's still there.
Yeah.
Jurgensen still
O-line
there.
nice.
Landon
O-line
Dickerson
nice.
still there. So it's not
O-line
like you
nice.
see some of these guys, the offensive line get old and they starting to moving them out. That's the best offensive line in football. They're not going. It's not like they're about to drop off a cliff in the next year or two. And they got them all under contract. They just did Lane's contract. They just did Mylotta's contract.
them
They
boys nice.
just did Dickerson contract.
Them boys
Jurgensen
nice.
is a rookie. It was on a rookie contract. Nah, he ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
And you know it's funny when you think about it. As good as Saquon is, and as good as that offensive line is, even if Saquon was to lose a step, let's say in maybe in 3 years, if that, with an offensive line like that, he will still be able to do what he needs to do because
facts.
they're that much better up front.
So he won't be able to go 80 yards without anybody touching him. So now he might have to break a tackle 2 yards from the line of scrimmage as opposed to running through those holes that my old slow ass could probably get 5 yards. I ain't gonna hit my head on the goalpost like him, but I might get 5 yards, T.
I give you about 3 or 4 yards, huh? Fall forward. I give you about 3, 4.
Them legs hurt. I can imagine now. I hadn't gotten hit on him, man, in 2 decades.
Yeah.
I shattered like ice. You know how you drop ice out the cup and it hit
Shattered
the
like
kitchen
ice.
floor?
Hey, you got to remember, they not hitting like we was back then. Now it's different.
No.
It's
I don't
some
forgot how to
still.
fall. I don't forgot how to take a hit. You see, you start losing. Hey, you know how it is, T. When you leave the season and you come back and you had to go to training camp, you got to relearn those stuff. Those
that's a
senses
fact.
don't tingle like they did.
Yeah.
Like once you get going, like training camp, and now you go to the season. They don't tingle them. And now 20 years, man, I run them the shallow cross this zone.
You running through the
Bam!
zone.
Hey, they gonna get fined. They gonna get fined though. They might hit you,
But I
They
won't
gonna
be
have to pay for
fined. They might get fined, but I won't be fined. That's
that's
the
a word.
problem.
That's a word for sure. Yo, Ocho, you switched it up on me, man. You usually have on the Cartier shades. I got 7 pair of Cartier shades over here. I was gonna be Ocho tonight, and you didn't.
For real? Hey,
Switched it up.
Let me hold pair.
Come on now.
Let me see what you got. What you got? Let
Whatever
me
you
see.
need. You know what I mean? We in there. I'm Ocho right now.
We have a very special guest tonight. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's an All-Pro, and he once made the Pro Bowl as a returner and a wide receiver. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of Delaware State, Mr. DeSean Jackson. D-Jack, thanks
What's
for joining
up?
us, bro.
Hey, I was
We'll
gonna
get
say,
to you in just a second.
Yes,
Please
sir.
make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the like button. And guys, go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. We want to thank each and every one of you for supporting us. Good, bad, or indifferent, highs and lows, you've been riding with Ocho and I from the very, very beginning, and we can't thank you enough. Everything that you've seen us been able to accomplish, all the awards behind us, the NAACP Image Awards, the BET Awards, all the awards, It's all because of you. It's because of your eyes, your ears, and your word of mouth. Ocho and I and the Nightcap family cannot thank you enough. Please make sure you check out Shea by Laportier. We have it in stock. Now, if you can't find it in a city or a state near you, order it online. But we are coming to a city or a state near you. But in the meantime, order it online. We'll ship it directly to your door. It's the best tasting BSOP cognac on the market. Don't take my word for it. Try it. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms, Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84 with 84 being spelled out. That link is pinned in the chat. Supplies are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. So please grab yours while supplies last. D-Jack, let's get right into it, bro. Head coach, Delaware State. Bro, if somebody say, okay, I'm going to give you a list of players, former NFL players that were all-decade players, that were Pro Bowl players, all-pro players. I'm going to give you a list of 10 guys. Name the guy that you think was most likely to become a head coach on any level. D-Jack, I can honestly say I wouldn't have put you at the top of the list, D-Jack. What made you decide to become a head coach?
I was gonna say, damn, you wouldn't have put me up there, man. Damn.
Not at the top of the list.
Hey, I mean, honestly, for me, the opportunity presented itself. Obviously, I retired in 2022. I played in Baltimore, and after that year was over, I retired and I walked away feeling like I left everything out there in between the white lines. So for me, I sat around for a whole year, didn't contemplate on nothing. I was like, you know what, I deserve, after all the fruits of these labors, all the hard work I put into it, I deserve to sit around for a whole year and not do nothing. I woke up at 2:00 if I wanted to, took the kids to school, I partied, I hung out. I did just regular things that I wanted to do after all these hard years of working out. So after that year, I was like, I got to get my butt off this couch and go get some income. Me and LaShawn McCoy, we had our podcast trying to figure out if I was going to do the media side of it, and for me, it was just like I really didn't know which way to go. And I started coaching. I went out, my older brother was a high school football coach, and I went out there and I coached with him, man, and I fell in love with coaching, man. So the Delaware State thing just kind of honestly fell in my lap after my first year coaching last year. At the end of the year, it kind of just fell on my lap, big bro.
Hey,
wow.
Has there been a difference? I know being able to coach at the high school level with your brother, has there been a difference in transition? Has it been difficult, coaching at the collegiate level now, or have you been able to adjust to it somewhat?
Yeah, I mean, great question. I feel like for sure it's definitely been an adjustment. It's a lot of things that's different. It's a lot of things that I was blinded, like I didn't know. I was in the dark, as far as me, honestly, I never I played all these years, and I played obviously in college. I was never one of them dudes. It was like, when I get done, I'm gonna go coach. So Unc, you kind of are right, but at the end of the day, now I'm in this position. I remember when I was in college and the pros, I said I would never coach, obviously, because I knew how much time my college coaches and my NFL coaches put into it. So for me, I think the biggest thing is the off the field stuff. The X's and O's to me is easy because I was a student of the game, and I always, when it came down to football, I'm very football smart. I just think from the compliance, the admissions, getting kids into school. In the NFL, you ain't got to worry about school. We going out there and playing. We ain't got to worry about if the dude's got a 3-point or higher. They going study hours, are they doing what they supposed to do? Because, so I was far removed from that side of it. So now being in this position, it's like I got to almost be a father to 90 cats.
Mm-hmm.
DJ, when you look at it, talking to Coach Prime and talking to a lot of people that were great at a particular craft, be it a basketball coach or be a basketball player, football player, baseball. For me, I think the hardest thing to do is because you put work into it, but it seemed like football came easy to you. You were blessed, God bless you with God, get with speed out of the yin yang. You were very, very elusive. Yeah. And the thing when I talked to Coach Prime, he's like, because I don't look at them kids and I expect them to be me. What has been the hardest thing? As far as because you were a great player, you went to Pro Bowl, you're an all-pro, an all-decade player. What's been the hardest thing to coach a player and not say, well, son, you should have picked that up? That's easy. How do you separate that to make sure you understand that they're not DeSean Jackson, they're who they are, and you are who you are?
Yeah, honestly, the hardest challenge has been, over my career, the accolades, the stats, the Pro Bowls, the All-Pros, everything I've accomplished, for me, it did come easy to me. So running fast, catching the football, when the ball's in my hand, doing the things that, you know, the characteristics that I did, it came easy to me. So it's unfortunate to say, after I look back at my career, if I would have put in an extra push-up, if I didn't cut a rep short, if I would have put more time into my craft, just imagine how much more I would have, like, or how better I would have been at my craft. So for me being in this position now, the things I may not have done, or the things I may have took the shortcut out, I'm not allowing my players to miss that, because I know the success I had. And I'm like, man, if I would have did the extra and not just thought, it came so easy to me. Like, if I would have put the work in, just imagine where I would have been sitting at. So for me, I think the toughest thing has been for me is like, damn, I played at this high level. I cut corners. I didn't always give my all because it came easy. But for me now, I'm like, look, don't go do what I did. And what else is crazy is I see my players doing things I once did, and I'm trying to coach them like, hey, don't do that. But here it go me 10, 20 years ago. I was the one
did that.
Bo's head stuff they doing.
Yeah. Hey, the funny thing about it, when I think about it, you know, being a competitor, Jack, you a competitor, and you're not too far removed from the game of football. You just retired in 2022. You're still able to put cleats on, lace them up, and get out there and play. How are you able to control yourself? Because I ain't played in a minute.
Yeah.
And put me in a structured environment like that, my crazy ass is going to have on a pair of cleats trying to demonstrate and teach and actually be in the way, as opposed to being a teacher and being a coach like you are. Do you ever get antsy and want to put your cleats on sometimes and show players what it should look like?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, 100%. So, like, honestly, man, I'm 38 years old. Some of these guys, obviously, anywhere from 19 to 24, 25 years old. So, in this role right now, man, like, I still train, I still work out, I still run. Like, I'm telling my players, like, there ain't too many head coaches that's gonna strap it up with you and run 150s with you. Like, we on the track. Like, you know, because me, the reason why I was able to play so long, because I always utilize the track in the offseason. So my players, we just was out in the field today. We had 2 300s, we had 1 200, and we had 3 150s. And I'm out there running them with them. I may not be in the front with them, but I'm so for me, that's been the challenge, man, because, you know, when I go out there, we do the cone drills, we ran through it, and I got to show these dudes, because some of these dudes taking 5 6 steps to get out their breaks. And I'm like, dog, you never
five, 6.
Bro, they take it. Bro, some of these dudes is, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, because another thing, when I got here, some of these dudes, and no disrespect to the coaches before, but I'm like, bro, how did some of y'all get scholarships to a Division I school, bro? Who gave y'all scholarships? So, like, for me, it's just like I'm trying to put my eye on it. And I know for us to win right now, this is not a rebuilding process. We got to win right now, and I know what it takes. So some of these guys, they just don't fit the criteria. So sometimes I do got to get out there, Ocho, and put them cleats on and let them know I can still run a bench route, I can still run a curl, I can still take the top off. Yeah, we still do this, big dog.
Yeah, I like it.
DJ, look, you love Philly. I don't, me personally, and I'm considerably older than you. I'm almost 20 years older than you. But I followed your career, and I know you love Philly. Philly loved you because Philly loved guys that love what they do, and you love what you did. You get in the crowd up, you're like, hey, get it up. Hey, I'm about to bring this thing back. You get a touchdown, you run backwards into the end zone. I don't think you ever wanted to leave Philly. You had a very public falling out with Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
What was that like, knowing that, you know what, I never wanted to leave Philly, but I'm going to have to leave Philly?
Man, I mean, man, I go back, man, in 2013, man, that for me, that was one of the toughest things I've had to face in my life. When you talk about adversity, when you talk about trials and tribulations, I mean, everything Philly meant to me. Obviously, my family is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so I grew up a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So when I got a chance to get drafted by the Eagles, you know, I had some family that actually lived in Philadelphia, because it's down the street from Pittsburgh.
Absolutely.
So for me, man, it was a bittersweet thing. And like, now looking back, Harold Carmichael is the all-time Philadelphia leader in yards all time, and he had like 6,800. I'm at 6,300 as far as Philadelphia years, and I played 5 years, and I came back and played 2 years. So, or no, I think it was 6 and then 8, so a total of 8 years. But in my whole career, in 15 years, I got 11,000 plus yards. So if I would have stayed there my whole career, I'm shattering Harold Carmichael record. And no disrespect, because I think Harold Carmichael is, you know, one of the best receivers that played for the Eagles. But I look back, you know, Devontae Smith, you got AJ Brown, you got all these dudes that, you know, their accolades, they climbing up them charts, and it's like, man, if I would have stayed there, man, them charts would have been hard for anybody to shatter.
they
you
were.
know what I'm saying? To be real, and you know, them dudes are ballers. You know what I'm saying? Devontae, I think he's, you know, him and AJ together. I mean, obviously, you know, when me and Macklin was there, Jeremy Macklin was there, we did some crazy things. I know T.O. was a guy that comes up, but I mean, honestly, man, what I felt like, what I've done in Philadelphia, all the big plays, me and Michael Vick, I can even go back to Donovan McNabb, Nick Foles. I mean, I played with so many great quarterbacks, but I think that Philly breakup, man, for us as a team, what Chip Kelly did, man, like he dismantled, I think, a team that obviously could have been a Super Bowl team. Now we would have still had to go out there and you know, earn that and do that. But 2017, I think, had a lot of credibility to the old times of the Philadelphia. Like if you go ask Brandon Graham, Kelsey, Lane Johnson, like all them dudes would tell you, like, you know, me, Michael Vick, Shady McCoy, Jeremy Macklin, Brett Selleck, like all them core guys are guys that when we left, they just kind of took the pedigree and kind of just took it off. Just how when I was drafted, you had McNabb, you had Westbrook, you had Brian Dawkins, you know, like that's the core of Philadelphia. We turned into the core, Trotter, you know, we turned into that core of Philadelphia. So 2017, a lot of that we carried over, you know, they took that on and won a Super Bowl.
What was the environment like when Kelly was there? Because it seemed like they had a lot of issues. You had the issue with the receiver at the concert. I don't know. Were you there then?
Yeah, I was there when Riley Cooper said
Riley Cooper said what he said, and Chip
that.
had Mike to get up in front of them and accept his. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Don't put that pressure on me. I got to see some things before I start accepting apologies. Hell, I ain't even heard him say that he apologized. Yeah. And you talk about Mike Vick said, no, Mike ain't accept nothing. What was the type of environment that he fostered when he got there, DJ?
Yeah. Oh, man. At that period of time, just I'll go back before the Riley Cooper, you know, that situation. But like when Chip Kelly first came in, for those who don't know, he literally came in and you got Pro Bowlers. When I tell you I was a Pro Bowler, Vic was a Pro Bowler, McCoy was a Pro Bowler, Jeremy Macklin was, you know, 1,000-yard receiver. I mean, we had guys, Brett Selleck. I mean, we had guys, and I ain't even talking on the defensive side. We had guys that were ballers. When Chip Kelly came in there, he literally had a meeting and he said, "There's no starters." Huh? So you telling me you coming into a team that got them type of names that I just said, and you saying there's no one's a starter? Like we literally was not starting. Like everybody just was going, and we didn't have no first string, no second. Like it was crazy. So
hold on, Jack. What is he trying to prove? He's coming into a team with a bunch of Pro Bowlers that have been playing for a long time and telling y'all have to earn your position.
You feel me, bro? Buddy was he lost his like day one. Buddy lost
power trip.
It was a power trip, and like he came from Oregon where he had success. But I'm gonna be real, like everything he was doing, we was like guinea pigs. We was like lab rats. Like he was like, put a heart monitor on at nighttime. I want to know how many hours you slept. When you come to work, I want you to pee in a cup, and I want to see how hydrated you are. I'm gonna put trackers on you. I need to know how many miles. Like it was just crazy, and like I ain't gonna lie, me and McCoy, we was there. I mean, Vic was he had to play the role because you know he was coming off a situation. But me and Shady McCoy, we was like, hey, bro, we ain't doing that. It's some shit we just not gonna do. And so to go back to that situation with Riley Cooper, I mean, I can remember that meeting like it was yesterday. He literally he said the comments. And one thing about Riley Cooper, he wasn't racist. You know what I'm saying? I just think he got into a situation, intoxicated. Somebody said something to him and he just slurred that out. But like Riley Cooper was actually a good dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a great relationship with him. And when it happened, I just knew, I'm like, bro, not like that. But it did happen. It did come out. And however it came out, he may felt the way he felt. So for us, before we accepted any apologies, we got to really see that this shit is sincere. So I think, you know, he tried to force that on us. They tried to patch it up. They tried to do a team meeting and cover it up. But it was like, when we got in trouble, you ain't patching nothing up for us. So why you gonna go patch it up for him? So the team didn't settle right for the team.
Mm-hmm. Hey, when you think about coaching college, coaching football in general, as a coach, is this something that you view as something you want to do long term? Do you envision doing it 20 plus years and maybe transitioning from college to the NFL?
He said 20 plus. He said 20 plus. I mean,
Hey, D-Jack, let me get through the first year and I get back at you.
You feel me, man? I ain't gonna lie, but I done got a few grades, bro. I've been already stressed out. Boy, they got me at the university, man. You know, it's HBCU, man. We got a lot of resources. We got a lot of obstacles.
Yeah, underfunded.
Accomplished right here. So long term, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely love the seat I'm in right now, man. To be able to have the success I had on the field and now to be able to be a head coach where I control everything from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even no power trip type of dude, but just to have this control and to be able to say, like, that's a resemblance of me. I mean, it's a great feeling, man. Every day I wake up, I'm rejuvenated. I'm excited to go in there because I'm going to be real with you, Unc and Cho. Like, I didn't think it was going to be this. I didn't think I was going to have this much fun doing it, bro, because I thought about the hours. Yeah. And when I get in there, about 7, 8 in the morning. And by the time I look up, it's like 5, 6 o'clock, and the day's already gone. You look up, you're like, where did the time go? So it's really like when you enjoying something and you passionate about it, it don't seem like work, bro. And like honestly, like the meetings, I'm a head coach, so like I got an offensive coordinator, they run the meetings. I got a defensive coordinator, they run the meetings. So I just get to dibble and dabble, and I don't gotta sit in a full meeting. I don't gotta do through installs. I don't gotta go like. I just got to be a leader of men. And at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure my coaches, that's why I surround myself. And that's why I respect Prime so much, because I feel like in this day, I'm not taking away from nothing that Coach Prime does as a head coach, but he's more, to me, he's more of a leader of men. And he, you know, his intelligence is smart, but he put people around him for him to have success. And I just followed the blueprint that Big Bro put down.
Shedeur says that when he's a vet, he'll have Rookie organize his locker. Take a look at this video, guys.
I'm a vet. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a rookie organize my locker every day before he leaves. If Flacco told me to do this every day, I would do it. I go to him every day and I say, "Hey, bro, you good? You need anything?" Right hand, because it's respect. You feel me? I feel that.
So when you came in as a rookie, what did the vets have you do, Terron?
The vets were pretty good to me, man. Jari Evans, Ben Grubb, Zach Strief. Those guys were pretty good to me. I just had to get them breakfast every Saturday, food for the plane, snacks, toiletries. I had to bring that type of stuff to the facility, deodorant, body wash, all that good stuff. So trying to find a ride to Walmart, because Uber didn't exist in 2013. So trying to find a ride to Walmart, get the stuff for the guys and haul it in to the facility. But they were pretty smooth on me.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, they want breakfast sandwiches. They wanted donuts. They wanted chicken to come. They wanted Popeye to come to the plane. I'm like, come on, guys. Y'all know, man. And back then, you know, we drove to the airport, but we had our own hangar. So you drive up, walk up and get on the plane. Man, you know, man, I was driving so fast, driving reckless, man, trying to get there. Bro, I'm on a rookie contract, man. I can't afford no $1,200, $1,500 fine, man. Damn.
Yeah, I remember them days. Our wide receiver group. I mean, obviously the vets. When I came in as a rookie in Cincinnati, man, it was love. You know, there was a certain amount of respect that I showed, and there was a certain amount of respect that they showed as well. But you remember Darnay Scott?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Hey, Darnay Scott. Danny Farmer was there at the time. Ron Dugans.
P-Dub.
P-Dub was there. And it was all love. It was nothing to that magnitude like some of the stories that I hear.
Nah, we think the receiver room have the hardest time with that. The receiver room is always that because
they be trying to buck. The receiver be trying to buck.
It's always a hard time with that. We had a situation in Miami last year, not a big situation, but Tyreek Hill had bought one of the rookies a Christmas gift, and the rookie didn't like it really. Like. What? Like, no, I mean, it's cool, but, you know, Tyreek, I expected you to give me something better, you know, something bigger. You making 30 M's a year, you know what I'm saying? And Tyreek was really hurt by that. Like, he was really upset that the guy didn't.
What did he get him?
I'm trying to remember. It was like a Gucci cologne set or something like that, some type of designer cologne set. And this young boy, he 21 years old in Miami, man. He probably don't even have no cologne. He don't wear no cologne. He don't want that. He wanted Tyreek to buy him something with a little more splash to it.
No,
yeah, that was
and plus
receiver room.
Sing it. You know, you got to sing at training camp, And not no damn fight song either.
Right.
Ain't nobody go to your school but you. So you got to sing something. Whoever the latest is, now like probably now to be Kendrick Lamar, Drake, or whomever the hot rapper is right now. Back then, you know, R&B was still big when I was coming up, and guys singing Teddy Pitt, the guys was singing Luther, was singing Barry White. Hey, they did the thing. Did y'all have a rookie show, T?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel, he was big on that, and Sean Payton was too back in New Orleans. We would do the song. Most of the guys would do R&B, old school R&B.
Yep.
I feel like and you guys probably have a different song, but I feel like that Undefeated song when the rookie starts singing it in that rookie show, the whole crowd gonna join in. It's Fantasia. When I see you, it's over.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
He start that. You get to the first 30. He get through the first 30 seconds. He won because everybody gonna
Hey, you know what? That song right there is like when the swag surfing song come on. It don't matter where you at or what you doing.
Sure.
Everybody joining in.
Yeah. You're gonna grab somebody's shoulder.
Swag.
Yeah, you gotta grab somebody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That's it. Hey. New Orleans, what is that? Here we come to get you. Here we come to get you. That was New Orleans.
Yeah.
Bad day.
That Superdome used to rock, man. I miss them. I miss that place. I miss those fans. It was crazy.
Matter of fact, I think you went to Arkansas Pine Bluff?
Yes, sir.
Man, matter of fact, when I was at Langston, you know about Langston University, right?
Yeah.
Man, when I was at Langston, we played Arkansas and Pine Bluff. They came on down. Was it Coyle? Or Stillwater? Whichever one it is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this back in 1997.
We played Langston my freshman year, and Langston beat us, bro.
For real?
It was bad. It was bad.
I know y'all took the bus because we took the bus everywhere. It didn't matter if it was 3 hours or if it was 12 hours. You on that bus.
I was on that bus. We was on that bus, paired up.
And, well, see, and the way we did it is like the starting offense and the starting defense on one bus, and then the backups on another bus.
I think we did offense and defense bus. We did offense bus and defense
hell no.
bus.
Starters on one bus and the backups on another bus. What the hell you mean?
Yeah, if you ride the bench, you ride this bus, huh?
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Talk about segregation.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. How they supposed to get better, man? They can't sit and talk to none of y'all.
No. Because we back there playing cards. You know, spades, we playing cards. We own one at the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, we wanted to go to the back of the bus, Ocho.
Yeah.
But hey, all of us, it wasn't nothing special because all of us was black. We had our kicker was white. So it wasn't no thing. And I'm sure it's the same thing with you guys. Did y'all have a white kicker or punter?
Both, white kicker and punter.
See?
That's it. Oh, yeah, and a linebacker. We had a linebacker too. He was a bad man.
But that's what, but you missed that. I missed, taking those, going to Tuskegee, going to Burlington, North Carolina, just because you taking the bus. I mean, it ain't no plane. It doesn't matter if it was, like I said, if it was an hour to Georgia Southern in Statesboro, or you going to Tuskegee, or you going to North Carolina. It didn't matter. Spartanburg, South Carolina, it didn't matter. You on that bus. Yeah,
we take that 10-hour bus ride to Houston for Prairie View, Texas Southern. We take the 10-hour bus ride to Alabama A&M, Alabama State. My first flight in my life was we got paid to come play UTEP. So we flew down to UTEP. They paid us to beat on us.
Yeah. Well, that was my first time. I'm trying to think. First time on a flight, I think I went to Black College All-American. I think I went to Pittsburgh. I think. Maybe I flew to see my brother play. But now you wouldn't take it. But you missed that because guess what? We could stop by a convenience store. They was like, man, the guy was like, because I was the captain team. So the man like, man, Sharpe, man, I'm hungry, man. Have Coach Davis to stop by the convenience store. I'm like, Coach, man, I'm hungry. Coach, can we stop by a convenience store? Coach Davis looked at me and said, all right, home, we're gonna stop. But you responsible for him.
Oh,
he already know what they were gonna do.
Yeah.
They were gonna clean the store out.
Oh, y'all had that NIL money back then, huh?
No, we had no NIL money. That's why he told me I was responsible for them, to make sure they issue their pockets. No, ain't no NIL money. That's why he told me I'm responsible for them. And I'm standing to the door. Hey, take it out.
Man, you was the feds, man.
Ocho, how that's gonna look?
He ain't stop everybody, Ocho.
I did.
You ain't see everything.
But let me tell you what I wouldn't do. Because I was one of the few guys that had a vehicle. And people like, man, to this day, they're like, man, Sharpe wouldn't give nobody a ride. Bro, I know who had stuff would follow him out the store. I know who a bag of potato chips, soda, honey buns, ish would follow you, walk out the store behind you. So no, you're not getting in my car because everybody knew who I was and what I drove. Man, I just know they got in the car with Shannon. It was Shannon Sharpe. They ain't gonna say nothing else. It was Shannon Sharpe. Oh no.
Even if he had a little honey bun, he gonna slide you a little Swiss roll or something.
He might have $3, but he gonna come out of there with $5 worth of stuff. So no.
He got something for you.
No, they didn't. No, oh no. And the mall, never go into the mall with them. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
T, what do you think about the locker room this season with Tua going through his third and fourth major concussions? Look, you can do all you can to try to protect the guy. But at some point in time, he's got to protect himself. He has to know when the journey's over. You can't, at no situation, should he be allowed, I don't know what he was thinking, that you're gonna go head first on somebody, knowing your history?
Yeah. No, he definitely he has to be aware. There's no question about it. And he is aware, but even more, and now it has to be proven on a weekly basis that he understands his importance and impact to the team, to the franchise, to the city. Without Tua under center, it's a different team. It's a different look. Yes. But with him under center, I strongly believe Miami Dolphins can win any game that he's a starting quarterback. So no, you're absolutely
Except when
right.
It gets 30 degrees.
Oh, here we go. Let's get into it.
No, but go ahead. But with Tua.
Yeah. No, he has to know that. He has to know how much of a value piece he is and whatever it needs to do. But just knowing the guy, knowing how much he loved the game and the way that he prepares, man, it's that competitiveness. Against Buffalo this year, we're stagnant offensively. We get a drive going, and he's trying to extend on the third down and try to get another first down. It's just he can't be the one to do it. You know what I mean? But it's just him being a competitor, trying to wield the team.
Yeah, I think I talked. Unc and I talked about this last year sometime when he went out. I just think he has to learn to fall a little better. Understanding when to, especially I remember that first down where he went head first. He got up.
Yeah.
But it was like one of the moments where you'd be like,
Yeah, for sure. Hold your breath moment.
You got to know when the journey's over.
Yeah, knowing when the journey's over, and then when he gets hit, knowing how to fall correctly. You know, especially when you go back and you don't try to do your best. I know it's hard, but it's something that I trained myself to do. Is when you get tackled, you're going backwards. Try not to let your head hit the back of the ground as hard as it does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the best you can, what I used to do is if I get hit hard and I know it's backwards or I'm going backwards, I would tighten up my core and try to keep my head upright the best I can. The best I can, just so I don't get that boom, that initial shock, which causes the
That's the one though, the one that you falling back, hit the head. That's the one that's the one.
Like if I'm getting hit, I do my best. Like I'm holding the ball, but I do my best as if I'm bear hugging dude. You know, in a sense,
right.
Obviously not literally bear hugging. I'm just saying, trying to keep my body and my upper body and torso as close to him as possible, even on impact, just so most of the force isn't the back of the head bouncing off.
Yeah.
Ocho, how you feel about them guys on the sideline if they jump out of bounds or are you trying to fall for a few more yards? What you think about that?
It all depends. In his situation, he can't do it. Not even on four, because he's too valuable. He gets the first down and he gets dinged. What have you done? Okay, you got the first down. Now your backup has to come in and finish out the ball game.
Yeah.
I give you a prime example. Peyton Manning. Once Peyton Manning hurt that neck, they never let him do quarterback sneak again.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you notice, they don't let Patrick Mahomes, since he hurt his knee, they don't let Patrick Mahomes go straight into the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. You see, you have to protect the guy.
No, that's a
So,
fact. That's a fact.
With Tua,
Okay, you talk about
he's gonna
protecting
have.
the guys.
They're not gonna let him do it. Obviously, you wouldn't do no tush push with Tua. But second of all, bro, you got to slide. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to slide.
Dude,
I'm not looking at no quarterback. Oh, he tough for what? You're not used to taking those licks like that. And they're looking to punish you because
Yeah.
you don't have the protection of the pocket. Because once you leave that pocket, you're a runner. So I'm gonna hit you like Derrick Henry.
Yeah, you
Free game. Free game.